Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to make the adult octagon pants. So guys, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will love this tutorial and you'll be able to make one of your own. So I noticed that a few of you have been asking me to do the adult size. I have been working on the pattern and how to put it together. So now I will be showing you how to make the pants. So I am using some leftover yarns that I have, and this one is the Mandala bonus bundle, and the skein actually comes with 1181 yards, and it's a light size 3 yarn, which says recommended hook is a size 5, but I am using a 5.5 hook to make this pants. You can go a hook size down if you want, but this is the one that I am using. This is part of it that I have been working on, so I will show you what I have so far. So this is what it's gonna look like. So I went ahead and I made the inner part first, and then I add to the sides. So there it is. So this is gonna be the waist up here, and this is the leg of the pants. So I will show you how to do this part, and then after I'm done with this part, then I will show you how to extend on the sides. So let me just put that aside for now, and I will be putting also in the description box more information about the video, so make sure you check that out. So let's jump in the video. To begin, we will start off by making a magic ring. So you can make your magic ring however comfortable you feel. I normally make it just like this. Insert my hook and pull up a loop. Now that I have done so, I am going to go ahead and chain 3. Now that I have my chain 3, this chain 3 is going to count as your first double crochet. You're going to yarn over and you're going to place 2 more double crochet to make a cluster of 3. So now that I've done so, I am going to go ahead and chain 2. And I'm going to do another cluster of 3. So we are going to do 8 clusters total, and each time you make a cluster of 3, you will chain 2 in between. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I will see you at the end. So there it is. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I have 8 clusters here. Now I'm going to chain 2 to finish off this first row, and you can pull on your tail end to close the center up a little bit. Once you get more into your rows, it will be more easier to close. So now you are going to go ahead and slip stitch on top of your first double crochet, which is a chain of 3. Now you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it is going to count as a double crochet and a chain 1 space, but we will work into this part later on. So now moving forward, you are going to yarn over, and where you have our chain 2 space here, you are going to do a corner. So you're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 more double crochet in the same space to complete your corner. So that's 3, chain 2, yarn over, go back into the same space, and make 3 more double crochet to complete your corner. 2 and 3, chain 1, go into your next space, your chain 2 space here, and place another corner. So remember to chain 1 after your after you finish your corners. So chain up 2, again into the same space, 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, go over. So you should have a total of 8 corners once you're done. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to our last corner here, and I did 3 double crochets. So I finished one part of the cluster, and I did my chain up 2. Now you're going to yarn over, go back into that same space, and you're going to place 2 more double crochets. 1 and 2. Now this chain 4 that we did in the our previous clip, we are going to now slip stitch on top of that. So count 1 2 3 into the third chain. You're gonna go ahead and slip stitch, and that completes our next corner. So again, you should have a total of 8 corners. Now you're gonna chain up 4 again. 1 2 3 and 4. You're gonna yarn over, go into your corner here, and you're gonna make a corner. So you'll be making a lot of corners until you get to the amount that we should have. So 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet to complete your corner. Chain 1, and where you have this chain 1 space here, you are going to do a cluster of 3 double crochets, and this is going to allow your work to get bigger. This is like the increase here. You're going to chain 1, go into where you have your next corner, and you're going to place a corner. So where you have a chain 1 space, you will do a cluster of 3. Where you have a corner, you will make a corner there. So continue to do this all the way around until you get to the end, which is right here, and I'll meet back with you and I'll show you how to do that part again. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I have my chain up 4 here from our previous clip. So what you're gonna do now is you are going to put a cluster here. So we have our double crochet already, so we're just gonna go ahead, go into this space. Hope you can see that well, and you are going to place 2 more double crochets there. You are going to go ahead and count 1 2 3 and slip stitch on top of that chain up 3 there, which is your first double crochet, and row 3 is now completed. So you can see what your work looks like so far. Now you can go ahead and pull on your tail end. You should be able to close it now. So there it is. So now you are going to chain up 3. So you won't chain 4 anymore going forward. So going forward, you will only chain 3. You're going to go into your chain 1 space, and you are going to make 2 more double crochet. The chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. You're going to chain 1, go over to your corner, and you're going to do a corner. So again, where you have a corner, you will make a corner. Where you have a chain 1 space, you will just do a cluster of 3 double crochet. And remember to chain 1 each time you're done making your corner and cluster of 3. So chain 1, go over to your chain 1 space and make a cluster. So that's 3 double crochet, chain 1, going to the next chain 1 space, repeat the same thing. So do this all the way around until you get to the end, and I'll see you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end. I have my chain 1 there. Now I am going to go ahead and slip stitch on top of our first double crochet. Now you are going to go ahead and chain up 3, 1 2 and 3. That's our first double crochet. You're going to yarn over, and into this space you are going to place 2 more double crochet. That's 1 and 2, and that is going to be your first cluster of 3. You're going to chain 1, going to your next space, and you're going to place another cluster of 3 double crochets. Chain 1, make your corner, and this is how you're going to end and start your rows going forward. So I am going to do a total of 9 rows, and once I am at the end of my 9th row, I'll meet back with you and I'll show you how to extend your shorts. So continue to do this, making your corner, chain 1, make your cluster of 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then repeat the same thing all over again. So there it is. This is what it looks like so far. It doesn't look like anything, but you will get there. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just gonna go ahead and slip stitch. And this is what our work looks like so far. It looks like a big blob. It doesn't look like anything, but I can just fix that out for you. So what you will do is you will just pinch the corners. So if you're looking at it at this angle, you will just get this corner and you will put it to here, just like this. And then this to this. Okay, I think I did it wrong, so it's not showing anything. Let me see which of my corners. Okay, there it is. So you're pinching this corner or this one. So this is where we were. So this would be the waist part of our work here. And then this is the side of our shorts. So it looks like a little short so far. And what we're gonna do is, so you're gonna fasten off from here, and then you're gonna reattach your yarn on this side. So you're gonna get your stitch marker just to hold it in place, so you will know. So you will do one side first. So you will attach your yarn here, and you will do this side, and then after you're done doing this side, then you will fasten off, and then you will do the next side, and then you will do the same thing on this side. So I'm just going to lay this aside for now because I already have the other one completed, which I showed you before. So this is what I was talking about. So I extend 14 rows on this side. So this is what the leg opening is. So depending on what your leg size is, this is really stretchy, so you don't need to do too much rows. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this leg. Okay, so I am going to start here. So you can start with a cluster once you attach your yarn. Okay, so you're going to chain up 2 more because we did chain 1 before, so that's 3. So this is going to be your first double crochet. You're going to yarn over, go back into that same space, and you're going to do another 2 double crochets. So that's our first cluster. You're going to chain 1, go into the next cluster, and you're going to make a cluster of 3. So you're going to repeat this all the way up until you get to here. Once you get here, you are going to do 1 double crochet in on top of this double crochet that is here. So I'll see you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I'm just gonna use a smaller hook just so that I can get into the top of this stitch here. So I'm gonna yarn over, and on top of that double crochet we're just gonna place 1 double crochet. Let me just redo that. Okay, now you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and this is going to count as your first double crochet. Turn your work, yarn over, go back into that chain 1 space, and you're gonna do 2 double crochet, chain 1, and then continue to do your clusters of 3 double crochets, chain 1 until you get to the top here. Once you get to here, you will do 1 double crochet on top of this double crochet here. So I'll meet you back here. So guys, and now I have come to the end here, so you can either go like in between the stitch just like that for easier access, or you can just go on top of that chain of 3. So I'm just going to do that. Now I'm going to chain 3, turn, and repeat the same thing. So 2 double crochet to complete our cluster. So you're just going to repeat this until you get to a total of 14 rows, and once you get there, you will just fasten off and repeat the same thing on the other side. Once you finish that side, you will fasten off and do the same thing on the other side of your shorts. So I am just going to continue doing this. So I'm going to do my 2 panels, and then I'll meet back with you once I am finished completing both panels. So remember, you're doing 1 panel first, then the other, but you are gonna start it on the right side, not on the wrong side. Okay, so you're gonna start it here, and then you'll just continue rotating until you get to the end, and I'll see you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I'm just gonna go ahead and make my last double crochet here. And this is what our pants looks like so far. So that's the back panel there, and this is the front. So it looks weird for the waistline. It looks really huge, but don't worry about it. Once we go up in our rows, we will work on that part. And for the waistband, I'm gonna do the back panel first, and once I am done with the rows here, I'm not sure how many rows I am going to do, but I want to go up to about 7 inches in length from here. And once I am at that amount, and I'll see if that works well, then I will stop there and I will start on the next panel. So what you're going to do is you are going to go ahead and chain 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to go back into that stitch, and you're going to place 2 more double crochet, chain 1, go over to the next space, and repeat the same thing. Better yet, I am not going to chain 1 because that is going to just open the waistband a lot more. So I am just going to go ahead, and once I do my cluster, I am just going to go into the next stitch and place our next cluster of 3 double crochet. So remember, don't chain 1 for the upper part to go up to the waist. So I'm just going to continue doing this all the way until I get to the end here, and I'll meet back. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I have a double crochet here that is laying flat, which is a cluster of 3 here. So we're just going to yarn over and place a 1 double crochet on top of that stitch to finish off. Now you are going to chain 3, and this chain 3 is going to count as your first double crochet. You're going to place 2 more double crochet into that space there. Yarn over, going to the next space, and remember, you're not chaining any you're not making an extra chain. So you just place in your clusters in each spaces. So once you get over to the other side, which is here, you will place 1 double crochet either in between the stitch, or you can do it on top of the double crochet there, and you will chain up your chains. Just do it the same as we were doing before, just repeating the same thing over and over until you reach to the height that you need to be at. So I'm just going to continue doing this and I will see you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I'm just placing my last double crochet to complete the cluster. I'm just going to pull up on my yarn, and this is what it looks like. So you can see that floral looking effect shape still with our shorts. It is a shorts now, but once we add more rows to this, then it will technically become a pants. So this is what it looks like. So if you want to just make this into a shorts, you can just stop here, and then you can sew the sides together and then add the waistband on. But because I am going to add more rows to the legs, I am going to work on one leg first, and then I will work on the other. But I won't sew the side until I am done working on the leg, then I will do the sides. So I'm just going to do the measurement so you can see. So if this row is enough for you, so from this first row all the way up here, I can do it this way so you can see better. So this is measuring 7.5 inches in length. So if you want it to be a little bit longer, you can go ahead and do so, but I will be making the waistband, so it should be good here. So what you're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and fasten off, and again, if you want to make this into a shorts, this is the time for you to just work on your edges. You can do some single crochets to work on the edges and then sew the sides up and then add your waistband on. But I am not going to make it into a shorts, I am going to make it into a pants. So I'm just gonna chain one, fasten off here, and then I am gonna go ahead and start working on my pants. So I'm just gonna use my stitch marker just to hold this part together, because I don't want I get distracted for some reason and I end up working on the wrong part that I'm not supposed to. So we will be working on the leg, which is from here to here. So you're just gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you reach to your desired length. So I am going to go ahead and attach my yarn here. Let's give that a chain one and a tie. So I'm going to chain two more and then add two more double crochets in this space. So again, we're just repeating the same steps by making the double crochet clusters, and with the leg you can continue to chain one in between after each cluster. Chain one, continue to do this all the way until you get to the end. You will just repeat the same thing again. And also, I did not mention, you should have noticed how this part actually comes in when I did not do the chain one in. It kind of bring the waist in together. You can see it there. So I just wanted to highlight that a little bit. So continue to do this, and I will see you once I am done making the length of the leg. So guys, and now I have come to the end of making the leg length of our pants, and I'm just gonna pull up on my yarn a little bit here. So if you're wondering why I'm using a different color hook, I had to change to a different yarn because I ran out of this size, and these are size 4 yarn, so I had to size down on my hook just to get the same sizing of what I have here. So I am gonna lay that aside because I'm not gonna use back that hook, but this is what the length of our pants is. So I started from here, from where we stopped at the shorts part, and I add these extra rows, which is 27 rows that I did. So I did one of the legs already, and this is what it looks like, and I did this zigzag joining on the side. So you can either do slip stitch joining or you can do single crochet joining. It doesn't really matter which one you want to do, but I just wanted to do the same as what I had on one of my previous tutorial where I made the baby pants. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna join my half white color yarn, and this yarn is a size 3. So you can change your hook size to a size 5 hook to do this part of the pants. So I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and I'm going to do some single crochets right across. So I am going to single crochet into each stitches. Go ahead and single crochet all the way. You can also single crochet into this chain 1 space as well. So continue to do that all the way to the end, and I'll meet you there. So guys, now I have come to the end. I'm just going to place my last single crochet there into my chain 3 space. Now I am going to chain 1, turn my work, and we will be doing some decreases now. So you're going to put 2 single crochet, 1 and 2 in separate stitches, and then 2 together. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook, pull up a loop in the next stitch. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. You're going to insert your hook in the next stitch, and you're going to place 1 single crochet in the next, 1 more single crochet, followed by a decrease. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Repeat that all the way to the end, and I'll see you there. So guys, now I've come to the end, and I have my last 2 single crochets remaining. Now that we have done so, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do another row of decrease. So just as we were doing before, 2 single crochet followed by a decrease. Once you get to the end, you will chain 1, and then you will just do 1 single crochet in each stitches across. So a decrease. So this is our last decrease row, and then 2 single crochet. So remember, once you get to the end, chain 1 and just do 1 single crochet in each stitches across. So guys, now I have come to my last stitch, and I have a total of 55 stitches remaining. So now you are going to chain up 2, and you will be doing some double crochets in each stitches. So we're just making the foundation for the front post and back post double crochet. So you're just doing 1 double crochet into each and every stitch along. Once you get to the end, I'll meet you back there. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I'm just gonna go ahead, chain up 2, turn your work, and we're gonna work into our second stitch here. So where we have our second stitch, we are going to put a front post double crochet. Let me just redo that. So to make a front post double crochet, you would insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and make your double crochet. To make a back post double crochet, you would yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop from the back, and make your double crochet. Again, front post, you will insert from the front, pull up a loop, and make your double crochet. And again, for the back post, you will just work from the back of the stitch. So you'll just continue to do this all the way until you get to the end, and then I'll meet you there. So guys, and now I have come to my last stitch plus my chain 2 here. So I'm finishing off with a back post double crochet. Let me just redo that. Okay, so now you will see that chain 2 that we did previously. It's kind of curling in this way. So to let that get straight, you will just do a front post double crochet on that. So whenever you have your chain 2 in the front here, you will always do a front post double crochet. If it is in the back, then you will do a back post double crochet. Now you're going to chain up 2 again, turn your work, and where you have your front post here, you will just do a front post double crochet, and where you have a back post double crochet, you will do a back post double crochet. So you'll go in from the back and make your double crochet on that stitch. So front post and back post. So you will repeat this until your work reaches your desired length for the ribbon, and once you're there, then you can stop. So I did 3 inches on the other leg, so I am going to do the same for this one as well. So remember, once you get to your last stitch, if you are, let me just see where this one is. So I have my chain 2 here, it is into the front, so you're going to finish off with a back post double crochet here. So technically you're going to finish off with a front post double crochet around your chain 2 here. So just continue to repeat it until you get to the end, and I will see you once I am at my 3 inches in length. So continue to do it. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I have my last stitch remaining, which is a back post, and then that chain 2, which I'm going to finish off with a front post double crochet. And there it is. This is what the ribbon looks like so far. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold this over in half, and we're gonna make sure that it is on the right side. So again, if you want to do just like some slip stitches, you would have to do that on the wrong side of your pants. So this is the right side, but before I do that part, I am gonna do some slip stitches on this part first. So I'm gonna turn it on the wrong side. So I'm going to go in on top of our first stitch on this side here and pull through. Let me just kind of do it a little bit where I can get it easier. Okay. Now I am just going to chain 1, and into each and every stitch that is laying flat here, we are going to do a slip stitch there. So if you can put 2 slip stitch in the spacing, you can go ahead and do so, but just make sure that you do your slip stitches in each part where the double crochet is. So if you notice, let me just show you, there is like a little space here. You can go into that and on the other side, which is here, so that your slip stitches can be close to each other. And just continue to slip stitch until you get down to the bottom here. You can put a stitch marker here to make sure that you are not one part of your work is not taller than one. So continue to do that until you get here, and I'll meet you. So guys, now I have come to the end here, and I'm just gonna chain 1, and I'm gonna flip this part out so it goes back to the right side. So there it is. You can see where, well, you can't even see where we actually did our joining, but it's right here, so you can see. So now what you're gonna do is you are going to be doing some slip stitches, zigzag slip stitch, to close the outer part of the pants up. So you're gonna go into where we have our double crochet here that is laying flat. You're gonna do a slip stitch. You're gonna go over on the other side and place another slip stitch there. You're gonna go back into that same double crochet that is laying flat, and you're gonna do another slip stitch. So we're actually working 2 slip stitches on both sides. Once you complete that, you will move on to the next double crochet space, into the next one here, and slip stitch. Go back again, slip stitch here, and into this one again, slip stitch. So you will just basically continue to do this all the way up until you get to where the waistband is. So slip stitch here. So I did 2 on that side. Let me just check. Okay, so I need to go here, go back here again, finish off. So that's completed. Go in the next one. So just continue to repeat this until you get to the end, and I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end and I'm just making my last slip stitch, and then I am gonna go ahead and chain 1. So now we are going to do one more row of clusters around. So let me just chain 2, and we're gonna start a cluster here. So you're gonna yarn over, go there and make a cluster. Going to the next. Remember, you're not going to chain 1 in between. And I'm using the size 5 hook here to do the cluster. You can change to your size 5 hook, or you can continue to use your 5.5 hook to do the clusters. But because this is the waist, it's not gonna throw off your work. So you can still continue to use your 5.5 to do your cluster, or you can continue to use this size 5. So I'm gonna do that all the way around. So once you get to here, you will notice that there is like a split. So you will do 1 cluster here and then 1 cluster here. So continue to do that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I am going to go ahead and slip stitch on top of our first double crochet here. Now you're going to chain 1, and into that same stitch you're going to place a single crochet, and into each and every stitch around you're just going to place a 1 single crochet. So continue to do that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come back to the end, and I'm just going to slip stitch on top of our first double crochet. Now we're going to chain up 2, and we are going to make 1 double crochet into that same stitch that we just slip stitch, and into each and every stitch around. So we are now making the foundation to do the front post and the back post double crochets, just as we did when we were making the ribbon for the end of the pants leg. So we're just going to repeat that same thing all the way around. Once I come back to the end, I'll meet you there. So guys, and now I've come to the end, and now I'm just going to slip stitch on top of our first double crochet, chain up 2, and where you have this first double crochet, you are going to do a front post. Where you have the next one, you will do a back post, and you will just continue doing your front post and back post double crochets until you get to the end. Once you get to the end, you will chain 2 and continue. You will slip stitch and then slip stitch on top of your front post double crochet there, and then continue to do front post where there is a front post and back post where there is a back post. So just as we did here, we're just gonna repeat the same thing. So I'm just gonna continue doing this, and once I am at my desired length for the waist, I will meet back with you. So there it is. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I am just gonna go ahead and fasten off here. Pull up on my yarn, and then I'm gonna go ahead and weave in my tail ends. So you're gonna go through both loops on this first double crochet here and into the back loop on the other side. Pull through, and you can see how nicely that is done. Now you're going to go ahead and weave in your remainder tail end. And our pants is now completed. So fasten off the remainder tail ends, and this is what our pants look like so far. So this is what the waistband looks like. So I am going to be putting a drawstring. I went ahead and made this off camera. I do have a tutorial on how to make the I-cord. So if you don't know how to make it, I can link that video next to this one, and you can go ahead and make it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to eyeball where the center is, which is here. So I'm doing that from here. So the center would be here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here, and I'm just going to do like 2 loops over like that. And pull through. So that's how I am going to go ahead and weave in the drawstring. So you're going to continue to do this all the way around, and I'll see you once I get back to this part. So guys, now I've come back to the front of where I weave in my drawstring, and I have just 3 ribs here, just ribbon here. So that's where I am going to stop. You can actually go over like this, but I think it looks good just like that. So I'm just gonna leave it right there and pull this off. So there it is. So I can do the measurement of the waist, which I didn't do earlier. This is not pulled up, so I can still measure it. So this is measuring 16 inches in width, so that's like a 32 waist. So once you pull the drawstring, this will fit a smaller waist if you have that type of smaller waist, or whatever waistline that you have. So this is the end. So guys, I hope that you were able to make one of these on your own. I love the way how this turned out. You can use any yarn of your choice, any color. I just had this multicolor yarn, and I decided that I wanted to use that yarn to make the pants. So there it is. You can see where we started off here in the center, and there is the leg. It is quite big on the table, but there it is. So guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and do like the video, share, comment, tell me what you think. Thanks again. Until next time, bye.